What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and E3 began with a bang this afternoon with Microsoft taking the stage and giving their keynote. For those of you that don't know what E3 is, it's the Electronics Entertainment Expo, which is really just the biggest video game conference of the year where the major manufacturers and game makers show off their newest stuff. So let me go ahead and get started. If you see me look down, it's because I got some notes in front of me. I'm going to sort of go in reverse order because all the big stuff came at the end. And the biggest news that Microsoft announced was a new Xbox 360. It's not Xbox 460 or whatever it is. It's not a new Xbox. It's a new design for the Xbox. Think of it similar to what Sony did with the PlayStation to the PlayStation Slim. So what you're going to get here is a pretty new, sweet-looking package. Slimmed down, smaller, quieter. You're going to get a 250 gigabyte hard drive. You're finally going to get Wi-Fi built in the form of 802.11n, which is always nice. It's going to be actually shipping today. It'll be available in retailers probably starting tomorrow, and the price is staying exactly the same at $299, which is really nice, and it's kind of cool that it was shipping today. Microsoft actually gave out a new Xbox console to everybody in attendance, which is always quite nice. Let's go ahead and now work backwards from the big announcement of a new Xbox. This thing does look very slick. And of course, it's going to be fully compatible with Project Natal, which has been renamed to Microsoft Kinect, which we'll certainly talk plenty about over the next few minutes. So let's get started. The conference began with a Call of Duty Black Ops preview, which is going to be coming on the 9th of November. The game looks awesome. The graphics look sick. People crawling through the ground doing some Black Ops stuff. I can't wait to get my hands on it. The game just looks really great. They also announced that there's a new multi-year agreement with Xbox, so all Call of Duty add-ons and downloadable content will be on the Xbox first. So if you're a PlayStation owner, you're going to have to wait a little while to get your hands on all that stuff. It's going to be coming first and sometimes exclusively just to the Xbox. So as you mentioned earlier, Kinect, Project Natal, which is the controller-less motion sensor, so really your hands are the controller and your body's the controller, has been renamed to Kinect with a K, and it'll be available this holiday season. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So the next thing that they brought out Hideo Kojima, who's the head of the Metal Gear Solid team, and they showed sort of some trailers and talked about some new Metal Gear games, particularly Metal Gear Solid Rising, which looked awesome. The next guys they brought out were the folks that were behind Gears of War, and they showed a trailer and actually live gameplay from Gears of War 3. They actually played the game live on stage, and it does look awesome. The graphics looked unbelievable. The next folks that came out were the guys from Fable 3. If you guys played the first Fable or second Fable, you know what it is. It's sort of like almost like a Zelda adventure type game. It'll be shipping on October 26th, and it takes place 5 decades after the events of Fable 2. So if you played it, you'll know right where to come in. The next game they showed was Golden Age Kingdom. These are all exclusive games, by the way, to the Xbox. The next game they showed, which everybody was super excited about, is Halo Reach. That's shipping September. The graphics did not look actually very impressive for Halo Reach, but the gameplay looked fantastic. So if you've been looking to sort of get your hands on a new Halo game, September is going to be your day. I'm very excited. I'm a big Halo fan. So they went over some Xbox Live stuff. They have 25 million members. And expecting to be much, much, much more. And now they started talking about how Kinect is going to work with Xbox Live. This is actually really cool. So Kinect is sort of just like a camera attachment that'll be compatible with any Xbox, whether it was the first Xbox that came out on launch day or these newfangled designed Xbox. It'll work with it, not a problem. It's a camera, it has some motion sensing built in. So actually you can now interact with Xbox Live without ever having to use a controller. So if you want to watch a movie, you pretty much just say Xbox movie, and as soon as you say Xbox, it'll know that you're using the Kinect software, and it'll pull up sort of this Kinect hub where you can interact using your hands and use all the panels, and you pick what you want, click it. It's sort of like Minority Report style. It felt very weird. They were looking like waving their hands around and pointing at stuff. But if you think about it, if you're watching a movie or you're downloading something and you want to just play it, all you say is Xbox play, Xbox stop. So you actually have to start fiddling around with the remote or a controller and forgetting which button stop or play. It is now completely done without wires and without any physical hardware other than the Kinect box, which is really kind of neat. I couldn't help but think it looked a little gimmicky, but I'm going to hold judgment to actually get a chance to see it. Xbox Live is also going to be part of Windows Phone 7, but we pretty much knew that as well. And they brought out sort of 6 new Kinect experience games, they called them. Think of it as sort of the Wii equivalent for Kinect. So what they are, the first one is, well, Kinectimals, which is sort of a way to play with animals. And sort of you can pet them, you can move them around, you can tell them to dance. Some girl came out and playing with a tiger named Skittles. You know, it's sort of just a Wii animals type game. The next one was Kinect Sports. Sort of, again, it can go right back to the Wii. This is sort of their Wii Sports version. There was basketball, and you could play boxing, or you can fight somebody in boxing, rather. Ping pong, tennis, that kind of stuff. The next was Kinect Joyride. Essentially, it's a kart racing game. We sort of, go like this to, like you're milking a cow, it looks like on video. Actually pretend like you're holding a steering wheel, and you can drive and race and do flip stuff. The next thing was a Kinect Adventures, which is sort of like a Indiana Jones-esque style game where you sort of go through and do certain adventures. And one of the cool features they had in that was actually it takes pictures of you while you're playing. So you can email them to your friends or upload them to Facebook, and you can see how stupid you look when you're playing a game with no controllers. Although I do recommend if you're playing any of these Kinect games, close the blinds because the neighbors are going to be looking at you funny. So the next game they announced was something called a Your Shape from Ubisoft. It's sort of a get in shape type game. It scans your whole body and knows where you are, and you can sort of work out with friends or work out on your own in the privacy of your living room. And the last one was Dance Central from Harmonix, and it was a dance game, which is sort of weird without any controllers or buttons, but they give you moves on the screen, and you got to mimic those moves and put them all together into a dance. I'm not even going to try and show you how that works because I cannot dance. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so the next thing they announced, something I'm really excited about as a sports guy, obviously my YouTube name is John4Lakers, is ESPN on 360. I'll now be able to watch over 3,500 live games in the first year, which is awesome. You can actually pick who you're rooting for when the game is going on. They give you sort of exclusive content for that team. So if you're watching the Lakers Celtics, I can just say Xbox, root for Lakers. And I'll start getting all this Lakers content. I can actually access ESPN.com, and I can get all the information while I'm watching the game and get video highlights. They'll sort of do a split screen deal. It's kind of neat. They'll give you live polls that go on during the game so you can vote. You can sort of keep the fans interactive. This is going to come at no additional cost. If you have an Xbox Live Gold membership, you are going to be good to go. So the next sort of thing to talk about is going to be, well, when is Kinect launching? It's going to be launching November 4th in North America. It's going to have about 15 launch titles. They didn't give a price, but it's expected to be about $150. Something to be a little bit expensive. And the next thing they showed was sort of the thing everybody's been waiting for. It was a Star Wars game from LucasArts where it didn't say when it's coming, other than 2011. But you actually, kind of hold your hands like this and you wield a lightsaber. I got some pictures I'll show you. And it just looked awesome. And then they went on to announce a new Xbox console, which will be shipping tomorrow. Very, very cool and something I'm really excited about. So I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited about any of the stuff that Microsoft announced? The new Xbox, the Kinect. I can't shake but the thought of thinking I'm going to look so silly dancing around my living room playing games. All the Kinect titles they showed sort of looked almost like kid games, when they showed Call of Duty or Halo Reach. They're using actual controllers. I couldn't imagine, looking like I'm James Bond, making my gun out of my hands to shoot and, got my grenade launcher and stuff and shooting it. But I'm sure we'll see that stuff come eventually, but for right now it looks like the Kinect titles are more fringe, almost party-oriented or kid-oriented titles. But again, I'm going to reserve judgment until I get a chance to see it. So what do you guys think about the announcement? I'm very curious to hear. Anyway, I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.